Hello and welcome. My name is Katya and welcome to my channel. I finally became brave enough to post my second video. Yay. By the way, ignore the ugly cord right there. I had some internet problems. They had to re-loop stuff and drill into things. So at some point I'll change my scenery. So don't come at me for the cord. I have 3 boxes. I have the Faecrate Adult, I have the OwlCrate Adult, both which are monthly, and I have the OwlCrate Romantasy, which is quarterly. I'm super excited to unbox it because I know this one is not brand new. It's a traditional republishing. So let's get started. So we're gonna get started with the Faecrate. This one is an adult only box that I get monthly. I don't tend to skip it very often because there's not a ton of repeats. I've only received maybe 1 so far that I got in another subscription. I think it was the Poet Empress. It wasn't my favorite edition, but I'm a kind of a hoarder, so I can't really like get rid of my copies unless it's like the exact same copy. Let's see if we can do this properly. I can't believe I did it all the way. Well, it just comes bubbled. I'm so nervous to use these, by the way, for like cracking open the little spines. I'm so scared I'm gonna like scratch it against the actual edges and like ruin my copies. Not that I care about something being like super pristine or anything for myself, but you never know. The Faecrate, The Flowers I Deserve. Very, very dark cover, by the way. And then the back says, if I could only make myself worthy of an angel, I would make myself worthy of a king. Wow. Here's the full cover. Very pretty. I think it's an extension of her hair, I think, in the back. But very pretty, very, very pretty. And I love that Faecrate's books are not like overly large. Majority of them are under 400 pages, and I find that very nice so I don't get overwhelmed, and they're easy to carry around because who wants to carry around like a huge lug, like When the Mood Hatched, for example. Like that one is a huge book. And then like Quicksilver I have way up there that you can't see, and or my other Quicksilver, which is on the other shelf, which you also can't see. Looks like the edges are pomegranates. That's pretty cool. I did hear that this story is FFF. Oh wow, I got distracted. Sorry, I got distracted by the pretty picture, but it looks like it's all female on female on female. There's 3 female main characters. I'm sorry, the ring light is gonna probably destroy it, but because the pages always come out shiny, but wow, that is very, very saturated on the camera. I can't tell if that's like a horn or if that's just like a bald spot on her. Very interesting. I'm not sure if this is like a digital signature or if it's a real signature. Sometimes you can tell like from the back, but it is an extra thick page. Oh yeah, that's a physical signature. You can definitely see the saturation on the back. So it is physically signed by Tamara Jury. Then this is the back art page. This is very, very complimentary and very beautiful. It's very pretty. It says, do not withdraw your tenderness from me. Oh wow, this is like a semi-shiny hardcover with like a snake and a pomegranate. That's pretty cool. Here is the spine. Very compact. That's what I love about the Faecrate books. They're so compact, thank goodness, because I hate lugging these things around. Wow, that is so pretty. I love that. So it is a horn. It's not like a bald spot that I thought it was gonna be. It is a horn. Let's read the synopsis and find out what the book is about. Weeping Luna is as common as wildflowers in the Northern Kingdom's assassination by its floral poison is, oh my God, why can't I read? Liquid courage. Why can't I read? English is so hard. I wish I could say it's because it's not my first language, because it's not technically. My first one was Russian. English is my only language right now, and I don't understand why I can't talk or read, apparently. Reading out loud is different though. If you're so used to just reading internally and or listening to audiobooks or combo the both, it's very difficult to read out loud. Weeping Luna is as common as wildflowers, and in the northern kingdoms, assassination by its floral poison is rampant. Those born with immunity are coveted by heretic clerical orders and the endangered aristocracy and shunned by a superstitious society. Once so gifted or cursed, Carlotta embraces her newfound power as the currency to deliver her from the land in the grip of drought. Luxury and beauty, glimpsed only through the portal of her late mother's letters, become an easy trade to consider in exchange for her life. The looming always in her imagination is the symbol of it all, King Amelia, a demon who rose to power under mysterious circumstances. Rumor claims her to be the monstrous woman, like the poison girls, who serve and adore her. Yet in the warnings of evil, Carlotta sees her own reflection. Once initiated into the world of sensual indulgence and ancient magic within the castle walls, however, Carlotta finds that not even the king's devotion is enough to sate her. As the castle's ghosts coalesce, Carlotta must also confront what her own dead want for her, and even at the heights of her seduction, what she truly wants for herself. The Flowers I Deserve is a spicy, character-driven FFF gothic fantasy novel with lyrical prose. I don't usually gravitate to FFF or even F2F novels or fantasy, romance, whatever. But I am looking forward to actually reading this because it's so short. Maybe I can use it as a palate cleanser between novels. I love all sorts of books out there, so I'm actually very excited to try it. Looks like the book is just over 300 pages. It's 320 pages. It should be a very, very quick read. The fonts are not crazy small or anything, so it should be a very quick palette cleanser in between like some intense novels maybe. And I'm not sure if it's a standalone or not, but the premise sounds interesting. I've never read a book about like a female devil almost sounding gist. That is Faecrate Adult for April. Next one is OwlCrate Adult. This is a monthly and it says Fated Mates, Enchanted Forests. That's cute. Let's get it open. Oh yeah, I forgot that this is the book that's coming. This one is actually pretty darn popular right now. A lot of people are reading it on Fable, like in all of the Fable like book clubs. I'm sure if you are watching this, you probably already know about them. So This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me by Alona Andrews, the husband-wife author team. This is very like ominous. This is completely the opposite from the traditional cover, which is I think like a bird with like a very light background. It's like, it's very, very light. But this is very pretty. I know that some people like hate the whole titles thing with the author, and I think Kimberly is one of them on YouTube. You definitely say it how it is, girl. So thank you for inspiring me to actually film my own unboxings. I'm definitely not as quick to get through these as you, and I'm not as fast of a reader as you, but I love watching you. Looks like we have the moon right here. And then I think some moon on the bottom. I think it's the same on the bottom and the top. And then we have a little ribbon bookmark. And this is very, very pretty. It looks like we have a bird and then a moon background and somebody in a cloak right over here. I know that some people really struggle with OwlCrate's like centering and equilibrium when it comes to shapes. I can point out that the moon does not seem like very, very circular. It's almost a little ovally, but I'm really not that picky about it. Because I don't display my books like this most of the time, unless it's like just plain covers, kind of like that. I usually will display them with this one or the spine, as you can see, I think in most of mine. And the spine is very, very pretty. I think the publisher is TOR, if I had to guess, but this is very, very pretty. I do like the spine. I will not let Relish burn. I wonder who Relish is. I wonder if I'll also stutter through reading about the synopsis of this too. Oh, wow. Very, very, very pretty artwork. Especially for OwlCrate. I feel like this is what I usually expect from Fairyloot, but this is very, very, very pretty. Very, very pretty to the eye artwork. Looks like he has a map and they're planning something from the looks of it. Oh, wow. The hardcover is gorgeous, you guys. It says The Thieves of the North. Wow, that is very, very pretty cover on the hardcover. It is a square spine, as you saw earlier. Oh, wow, even the back. It says, I wouldn't give it the satisfaction. Wow, this is so pretty. Oh my gosh, and I even love, love, love the square spine of the naked hardback. This is very pretty book. Even the back end page, very, very beautiful. And what the heck is that? I have no idea what kind of a bird that is, but wow. And her outfit almost reminds me of Belle from Beauty and the Beast, like if you have ever watched that Disney movie, which I'm sure most people have. Looks like we do have our little author letter here for OwlCrate exclusive, and then a signature, one from the husband and one from the wife, right here, since they partner to write the book. And looks like there is an exclusive scene for OwlCrate that is included. I'm excited. I've heard really good things about this book. I know some people don't like the realistic looking like art, but I actually really do enjoy this. Sorry for the light reflection, but this is very, very pretty. Magic has a limit and its name is death. The future always had the last laugh. Oh my gosh, I think that's like a beaver right there, or an otter. Very cute, so cute. We love a good animal and pet companion, or whatever you want to call it. This is a very pretty edition, and it's one of my favorite editions that OwlCrate has started so far this year, because they ended the year with a bang last year with Violet Thistleway is not a villain anymore, and the design for the Everlasting. Those were such bangers. Very, very beautiful designs. They ended it definitely with a bang. I'm not a super perfectionist. I don't mind a little bit of crinkling here and there. There's like the tiniest little wrinkle. I'm not gonna ask for replacements for that, unless it's like changes readability or something. I won't request it. I'm not that picky. Let's find out what this book is about, and hopefully I won't stutter through it like the last one. When Maggie wakes up cold, filthy, and naked in a gutter, she has one thing going for her. She knows exactly where she is. The back alleys of Caer Torin, a city of magic, mystery, and political turmoil. A city that, until now, had existed solely in the pages of her favorite book. Oh, I wonder if this is like one of those plots where somebody gets sucked into a novel. Somehow Maggie has landed inside a fantasy series she spent years obsessively rereading. Her only tools for navigating this gritty world of rival warlords, sorcery, and mayhem? Her encyclopedic knowledge of the plot, the setting, and the characters' ambitions, and a mysterious ability to come back to life. Oh, so she can't like die? That's pretty cool. But while Maggie apparently can't be killed, though many will try, the same cannot be said for the living, breathing characters she's coming to love. A motley band that includes a former lady's maid, a deadly assassin, various outrageous magical creatures, and a dangerously appealing soldier. I wonder who that may be. Maybe the guy on the map. Soon, instead of trying to get home, Maggie finds herself enmeshed in the schemes and attentions of dueling princes, dukes, and villains, all while trying to save them and the kingdom of Relis from the way she knows their stories are supposed to end, in a cataclysmic war. I love topics like this. When I used to read manga, I would love like the villainess like comes to life in a novel. I don't know if you've ever watched the dramas on your phone where somebody literally gets sucked into a novel because she like gets bonked on the head during an earthquake or something, or the Buddha in China like decides that she belongs and needs to be sucked into the novel, and so she has to like play out the story. So this kind of reminds me of one of those. I think after reading Fury Bound, when it releases in 4 days, this might be the book that I pair it with. I think. All right, but that is OwlCrate Adult. And last but not least, we have OwlCrate Romantasy, which is the quarterly. Everybody wants this book. Well, at least they did. Everybody was really wanting off that darn wait list for this. A lot of people were able to get it. It's a republishing from indie to traditional, and everybody was so excited when they announced it. So I'm excited to see what it looks like, because I have not spoiled myself to what it looks like, but I know which book it is. Fail. That was a total fail. Okay. It's a chunky book. I'm not surprised. I actually do have the paperback version of the indie publish. The book is the first in the series, and hopefully OwlCrate will continue the series as long as like I like the rest of this design, because I haven't seen it yet, but it's all still wrapped in plastic, so give me a second. But the book is City of Gods and Monsters by Kayla Edwards. Now, if I am pretty sure Kimberly is gonna love this, because it doesn't have the traditional design of title, image, author. You crack me up with your with your critiques on these OwlCrates. Wow, the edges are very pretty. Very, very pretty. It's like a, oh wow, there's even like a little phoenix there at the top. And then some pretty flowers. And more pretty flowers. The back says, on some sleepless nights, the horns of the sinners become halos, and the streets felt like a paradise. Very pretty. Again, this is very pleasing to the eyes. Very pleasing to the eyes. I love the flowers that they have down here. I like her shoes. Good old-fashioned wedges. Ooh, and he has some tattoos. All right, this is very pretty. It's very pretty and very chunky. Oh, she's in her cute little PJs. This is also very pretty. I wonder what they're doing, because I haven't read the actual book. I bought it because I went like on a weird spree a while back. After finishing Fourth Wing, I went a little bonkers and bought a ton of popular books. This was one of the big stacks that I bought, because I bought the whole trilogy that was out at the time. I think it was a trilogy at the time. Let's read what this book is about, you guys. It says, death is only the beginning. Ooh, ominous. Lauren Kala has only ever been ordinary. As a human living in Angelthine, a city of vampires, werewolves, witches, and other supernatural creatures, she's always assumed her life would remain simple, predictable, and as safe as her world would allow. But when she barely escapes abduction at the hands of Darkslayers, supernatural bounty hunters, and one of her friends is taken in her place, Lauren will do whatever it takes to get her back. She'll even accept help from Darien Castle, leader of the most ruthless dark-slaying circle in the city. Darien is Lauren's only chance at finding her friend alive, if she can somehow manage not to fall head over heels in love with him. Easier said than done. Of course, it's a romantasy. Why would it be? Their search for answers takes them deep into Angelthine's corrupt underbelly, to a dark secret that threatens to unravel their world. When tragedy strikes, can Lauren learn that love makes an ordinary person do extraordinary things? For some weird reason, I thought that that was a completely different book than I thought it was, but I think it might have been because I got it a very long time ago, like 2 years ago, and I had not gotten to it. But since I have a very pretty edition of it, I think I want to. The naked hardcover, very pretty. The square spine, I think, is almost kind of like a requirement sometimes with these really chunky books. I think because it can mess with the binding. But I really do like the spine of this naked hardback. And the cool, like, large house that says, "Sweetheart, I'm not a devil. I am the devil. Don't start getting the wrong idea." And then the back says, "Whether he called himself a devil or not, he had quickly turned into her angel. Perhaps she was becoming his too." Looks like it's kind of that same city view like we had in the spine. All right, edge, not spine. Oh, wow. This is very pretty. That is very pretty art. I really like that art. The quote on the back of the reverse says, "No matter how big and bad you thought you were, there was always someone who could play the cards better than you." Touché. That is the quarterly Romantasy. It's very pretty. I love the reverse of this. I'm almost very tempted to switch it, but I do really like the fact that it says that numerical 1 on this one, and I do like the phoenix, but it's very tempting because the other side is gorgeous. If you wanted this book, I hope that you got it because it's a very pretty copy. Here are all 3 of our books: the Faecrate Adult, the OwlCrate Adult, and the OwlCrate Quarterly Romantasy, because they also have a quarterly romance. So this is the Romantasy, obviously fantasy romance. All right, so let me know what you guys think. I really love these 2 books. I can't wait to get into this one, and even this one, after actually like getting into it and being hyped for the Romantasy and having seen such good reviews on the OwlCrate Adult. This Kingdom Will Not Kill Me Anymore, or Will Not Kill Me. I can't wait to read this. Both of these 2 books sound very, very good. So I might, I usually read 2 books at the same time. Right now I'm reading Direbound with Windweaver. But I think I'm gonna, after starting Furybound and finishing Direbound, I think I'm gonna do these 2 at the same time, depending on how fast I get through Furybound. I can't wait. These sound so good. Let me know what you guys think. Did you get it? I'm very impressed for April. April was a really, really good month for OwlCrate, and Faecrate, I'm semi-excited for it, but the OwlCrates are definitely somewhere. The OwlCrates are tickling my interest a little more. So what do you guys think? Let me know what you think below. And I will see you next time, probably when my Fairyloots get here. Bye!